Howdy y'all, my name is Price, and I'm coming at you with some Binding of Isaac. That's right, I'm finally actually playing the game that I keep making videos about, and I think that the first thing that you're going to notice is that I am a perfect representation of the old adage, those who cannot do, teach. I'm not very good at this game, or at least not as great as some of those players who are out there who just play fantastically all the time. You know, we're talking BizSnap, we're talking all the people that are in like the Balls of Steel tournament. You know, I'm definitely not in that category. I'm more in the category of, I play this game a lot, but I still am not that great at it. With all of those caveats, however, I do really enjoy this game, and I really love a lot of the kind of theory that goes into it and a lot of the game mechanics that are used. And so I was thinking that I would make this series as kind of an extension of my Isaacademy series, whereas that one is about, you know, specific components of the game, breaking down little pieces of it into exactly what the constituent parts are. Instead, I want this series to be me kind of playing the game, and then as I'm going through it, I'm going to describe the things that I'm doing, like why I'm doing them, the strategies behind them, and then also I want to describe specifically things about the items that I come across, because I feel like there are certain concepts, like whether an item is a special item, that are really hard to describe and learn just by just like talking about the main concept. And so instead, I think like in practice, it's a little bit easier to figure out. And so that's what this is going to be focused on, is kind of learning everything as we go through it. So I'm going to start up a new game, and I'm actually not going to play as Isaac. I'm going to play as Cain instead. And the reason that I'm going to be playing as Cain is mostly because I think if I start as Isaac, I'm going to be highly motivated to use the D6 a lot. And I'd like to kind of force myself to use items that I might not normally use. And so a good way of making that happen is to just not give myself the D6 as an option. So let's talk about Cain really quickly. What is it that makes Cain useful? What sets him apart from the other characters that you can choose from? Well, first of all, his base stats are slightly different than that of Isaac and the rest of the characters. His base health is only at about 2. But his base attack is 3, which is really nice. His base speed is 3, so he's pretty fast. So he has a solid attack, good speed. He starts with a key instead of a bomb, which is a nice thing to have. It's not necessarily as nice on the first floor unless you can luck out and get a lot of money. But it is kind of nice to have that secure key. Not having a bomb does kind of suck sometimes, but we'll see how that turns out for us. And Cain's base tiers are 2. But the other big thing about Cain is that he starts with the luck foot. And the luck foot is really fantastic, because what it does is it means that you don't get any bad pills. So all bad pills turn into their good counterpart. So an HP down pill would turn into an HP up pill, a luck down pill would turn into a luck up pill, etc. And it also increases his chances of winning at gambling. So I think what we'll do is if we come across an arcade on any of those even floors, then hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of Cain's abilities there. So yeah, we're going to start up a match as Cain, and I think we'll see how this goes. Oh, and the other thing is I'm going to have open next to me the Binding of Isaac cheat sheet, which if you've never seen it before, it's really helpful. It's called, you can go to the website platinumgod.co.uk, and essentially what it does is it allows you to just kind of highlight an item that you have, and it'll tell you everything about that item kind of in a quick, easy fashion. And I want to be able to use this so that I can be describing to you guys exactly what each item does when I pick it up. But let's go ahead and jump on in. All right. Okay, there you can see me holding the Luckfoot. Oh, and you can also see that I'm using Spider Mod rather than the traditional version of Isaac. I just prefer Spider Mod. I like that it has these bars on the sides, but I also just overall feel like it has a lot of the resources and whatnot that help me to really understand the game a little bit more. You can turn on things like damage meters and whatnot, but we're going to be playing it pretty traditionally vanilla. So let's go up. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so right here we already see an example of when it can suck to not have a bomb. There's a tinted rock there, which we would love to be able to open, obviously, but sadly we cannot. But we also found our item room, so let's go and find our first item. Let's see what it is. Let's talk about it. Okay, the portable slot. Let me interesting one to start with. Let me check, because even I'm not sure on all of the items. I don't think this is a special item, but I would just like to double check first. Okay, so the portable slot is not a special item. So we will be picking it up. Essentially what this does is it allows you just to be, as you're walking along, to be using the slot machine. So that could be nice. Good way to turn some of the coins that we find into some other items. And it can also be used in creative ways to mess around with going through curse room doors and whatnot. If you check my last Isaacademy video on gambling mechanics, I talk a lot about the portable slot in that video. Okay, let's fight some baddies. I hate spiders. I really hate spiders. Wrath of the Lamb, if there's one thing that this game added that really screwed with my ability to play and to feel confident in my play, it's spiders. They move so quickly. They do so much. It is really frustrating. Okay, well, we've got a bomb now, but we're going to wait to blow up that tinted rock just in case. Let's look at what else we have. Alright, these little guys aren't so much trouble. I think he's a blast assist, or he's the lower level of a blast assist, which in the real world would be something akin to a zygote. I'm not sure. But they don't really seem to be that difficult. Okay, we've got 2 keys now. That's wonderful. We're really set for future. Okay. An interesting thing about spiderwebs is how they actually slow down your tiers. And this is where you can actually really see range in practice, is when you fire over webs. Oh man, look at that, 3 keys. Your range stat doesn't actually affect how far a tier can travel, it just affects the amount of time it spends in the air, the number of frames. And so spiderwebs, when you have a really, really high range, you might not really notice that it's that much farther, but if you fire over spiderwebs, you'll see that those tiers will actually carry quite a bit farther. Alright, let's see what our boss is. Oh wow, I should have busted the tinted rock before this fight, because Famine is a jerk. Alright, Famine, let's go. Please don't summon a whole bunch of flies. I'd prefer it if you didn't. Come on. Take him out. If you could be kind enough to destroy your own minions, thank you, my little friend. Oh, 2 of them. Thanks. That was so kind of you. Alright, well, at least you killed one. Alright, yeah, Famine's one of those bosses early on where, with Cain, luckily I'm fast enough, I have enough damage output that it's not actually so bad, but if you're playing as, say, like, oh, that was bad damage, that was bad. If you're playing as, say, like, Maggie, wow, I'm in trouble here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, didn't even get anything. If you're playing as, say, like, Maggie, then it can be pretty tough to fight Famine, because he's so fast and you are so slow that even having all that HP just might not be enough. Okay, well, we got our heart back, and we got a little cube of meat, so that's nice. Really, really poor damage there, but oh well. And so we're going to go back and we're going to grab the heart from in this room, and we're going to bust down that tinted rock. I don't think... Yeah, so there's a trick that you can do where if you place a bomb, and I'll show you this trick actually, I'll just go ahead and show it to you, but I'm not going to do it in the way that some of you might think to. So if you put down a bomb, and you walk out of a room, and then you come back in, there's a glitch to where essentially the code tells the bomb to turn into a super bomb, a mega bomb, and so it gets a larger blast radius. It's a little bit of an exploit, but it's a really nice one, and holy crap, that is the best thing to pop out of a tinted rock that you can possibly imagine. So we just got the small rock, which I'll pull up here on the BOI cheat sheet, and this is a fantastic item. It is a special item. It gives +1 damage, it increases our tier fire rate as well, and it decreases our speed a little bit. And so while this is going to slow us down a little, it does give us a lot more damage output. So another thing that's important about this item to consider, and this is why I've been talking about special items, is that whenever you pick up a special item, you suddenly decrease your chances of picking up any other special items. And so it's really important to consider before picking one up whether or not you want to. And especially if you know there's one that you have on your floor that you want, but you don't necessarily need right away, it's often smart to wait until the very end of the floor, which is what we're about to go through, to pick it up. Because once I pick it up, then I've decreased my chances of picking up other special items. But if I wait, then the floor will continue to calculate rolls regularly, and I might get a couple of other special items on the same floor before those calculations take effect. So that's the thing. Whenever I say this is a special item, this is a special item, keep that in mind for when you're playing. That, like, okay, this is something you pick up right at the end of a floor. if it's an item that you like. Or if it's an item you don't like, then definitely don't pick it up, because you don't want to decrease your chances of finding something really useful. But I love the small rock. This is great. We're a little slowed down, but Kane is already kind of fast, so this is fine. Definitely a good use of a bomb there. Okay, let's go ahead and jump down to the next floor. We got a little bit of damage. We got a whole bunch of keys, so that makes me feel really great. If we do see any golden chests, I'm planning on at least maybe picking up one of those. I think that'll be good. Okay, well then, let's go left. Let's do this. There's a really good poll on the Binding of Isaac subreddit that a lot of you guys should be... you should all be subscribed to that subreddit if you aren't, because it is a fantastic community, really supportive, and really helpful in learning how to play the game. But I was going to say that there was this poll recently that was all about, when Binding of Isaac Rebirth comes out, are you going to go left first or are you going to go right first? And the results of that were hilarious. Okay, so here you can see I'm just doing your traditional circle strafing around these guys. It's a really simple strategy for fighting any of these characters that kind of pop up in lines of 3 like this. As you can see, Isaac's tears, as you're probably aware, they'll arc with the way that you move, so it's important to have that, take that into consideration as well when you're doing these kinds of circle strafes, because sometimes it can be difficult. Ooh, and a red chest. All right, let's gamble. What do we got? Hey, all right. All right, so we've got 2 spirit hearts, which that's a pretty good thing to have. All right, what do we got here? Ah, the razor blade. Do I want the razor blade? That is interesting. So let's pull this up. Let's talk about the razor blade and say, do we want this over the portable slot? So the razor blade, it's not a special item. What it does is it deals damage to the player in exchange for increased damage, temporarily. So it's a really good way that you can basically spam damage in order to increase your damage. And so each use gives you plus 1.2 damage. But the thing is, you can really use this as many times as you want in a room, essentially for as much damage as you have. So the razor blade is a really powerful item for characters who have a lot of health. Maggie combos well with the razor blade, especially once you've gotten her maybe some spirit hearts or some other hearts to kind of, counteract her lack of speed. And I don't think we're going to actually take this with us, though. And the reason for this is that since we have the portable slot, if we ever come across a super secret room, then we can exploit the use of the portable slot to maybe get ourselves a bunch of eternal hearts or something like that, which can just be fantastic. So we're going to continue to move forward. Hopefully we'll find some bombs soon so that we can actually go looking for some spirit room or super secret rooms or secret rooms. I would love to get rid of that. Ugh, I hate these trikes. I think they're called trikes. Trites. Trites, something like that. They are one of my least favorite enemies. Like I said, spiders. I hate spiders in this game. I really hate the trites. And I mean, it's obvious that why. It's because they are a challenging enemy as far as their speed and movements are they're hard to predict. Okay, let's be smart about these. These are just flies, nothing special. Oh goodness, okay. But yeah, so once they added flies to this game, spiders to this game, I suddenly dropped quite a bit in my skill set. Okay, more keys, man. Kane, you were getting lots of keys. Okay, got ourselves a curse room. I think I want to wait to check the curse room until after I fight the boss, because now that we have 2 spirit hearts, I think we have kind of a fair chance at a deal with the devil, which with only 2 hearts already is not that great, but it is kind of nice, because if we could pick up something like, I don't know, Spirit of the Night, the Mark, we might want to. Ooh, and Judgy. Oh man, I really, really hope we find some money. Really hope we find some money. I think we're okay to fight the boss. We'll go fight the boss now. Let's see who we got. Okay, Larry Jr., not bad. Not great. I'd like to be fighting... I'd like to have some bombs for this, generally. Larry Jr.'s not super hard, and since we got the small rock, this really isn't so bad. But I prefer to have bombs when fighting Larry Jr. because of his segmented body. It just is helpful a lot. You can just kind of end the fight instantly, especially with the Big Larry. I'm not sure if that's his name just off the top of my head, but the ones that go diagonally, those ones really, bombs turn what can be a really major headache into a pretty simple boss fight. All right, come on, Larry. All right, quit cheating. Did you see him there? He totally went right over that block. Larry Juniors are known to do that from time to time. It's not very fun. when they cheat like that, but oh well. All right, and we did a great job. Okay, what do we have here? Let's talk about this. Oh, and I didn't even talk about the cube of meat when I picked it up. That's how reflexive it has become to pick up the cube of meat. So let's talk about both of these things. And before we go into the devil room. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the cube of meat. What the cube of meat does is essentially it gives you this orbital that you can see going around me, this little cube, which will deflect attacks when enemies fire at you or trying to attack you or whatever. It can do a little damage if they're near you. But the great thing about the cube of meat is that as you get more cubes of meat, it kind of evolves into different forms. And so we'll talk about those if we get more cubes, but essentially it can turn into an orbital that fires, and then an orbital that will chase down enemies, and then a more powerful version of that familiar that runs around. So that's a pretty cool one. And then the other item that we have here is Mom's Underwear, which will increase our range by quite a bit, okay? So it's not a terrible item to pick up. A lot of players will re-roll range items, but obviously we're not Isaac, we don't have the D6, so we are probably going to pick up this range up because might as well. You know, there's no point in not picking it up. Let's go see what's in our devil room. Oh, some guppy items. Okay. This is tempting and terrifying. Okay, so what do we have here? We have 9 lives, or dead cat as it is actually called, which essentially what it does is it will set your health to 1 heart, and then you gain 8 lives, okay? And so essentially what that does, it'll take our health down to 1 heart, and then we'll be at just 1 heart for the rest of the game, or until we find more health ups. What sucks about this is that I don't think there's any way that I can cheat the system here to get both of these items. I have to go down to if I take both of these items, I'm going to be down to 0 hearts, which I don't love. So Dead Cat gives you extra lives, which is always nice. When you die, you come back. But the other item here is Guppy's Tail, which is a pretty interesting item. But essentially what it does is it increases the likelihood of chests spawning. But these chests, it basically makes it more likely that you'll get red chests, that you'll get gold chests, and regular chests. And it just increases drop rates of chests, which can be really, really good, but it can also be really, really bad if you don't have a lot of keys. But we've talked about this already. We've actually been getting a nice abundance of keys, so getting Guppy's Tail might actually be really good for us. So I think we'll probably go for that. Oh man, this is a tricky one, isn't it, guys? I'm going to play it safe because I would like to, in this run, make it pretty far. So I don't think I'm going to take both. I don't trust myself to not die when I have only soul hearts to count on. If we had gotten maybe an extra heart somewhere, then maybe I would be more likely, and I'm sure that we'll probably come across one soon. So, oh well. But Guppy items are really fantastic in that if you have 3 of them, then you become Guppy, which is one of the most powerful power-up sets that you can get. And actually, you know what? This early on in the game, let's risk it. So what we're going to do is we'll take 9 lives first, because we won't be able to afford it otherwise. It'll mess with things. And then we'll take Guppy's Tail. And then all we'll be left with is our 2 soul hearts. So we are taking a risk. But yeah, we'll go for it. Okay, here we go. 9 lives, Guppy's Tail. If we get one more Guppy item, then we are definitely becoming Guppy. So that's pretty cool. Hopefully I don't regret that decision later. We've got Judgment. I don't know if we're going to actually be able to take advantage of Judgment. 2 coins is not a safe number for those. Oh, and then our last room was a sacrifice room. Okay, we're going to hold on to our keys because there's no point in going into the shop. We've got the curse room, or the curse room, but at this moment, now that I only have soul hearts, I don't feel like going in there. So I guess, yeah, sure. We'll drop two coins on Judgy. Come on, Judgy, pay out. Oh, Judgy. All right. Well, let's see what we got. Going down to the next floor. I'd like to know in the comments what you guys would do in that situation. Would you take both of those items? You know, do you think that the risk for Guppy is worth what I've now put myself into, which is a terrible, terrible position? Let's see what's in here. Golden chest. Could be good. We'll wait. We will wait. Okay. So this room's got a lot in it, which is why I got quiet all of a sudden. See, I took bad damage. Essentially, the problem with rooms like this is that these guys are very fast. Ooh, we got a bomb finally. They're very fast, and not only are they fast, but they kind of track you, and when there's so many of them, I always have trouble being able to kind of dodge them enough. I want this chest, but I don't know if it's worth the bomb at the moment. Okay, I hate you, leechies. Whew. That was close, that was close. Yeah, whenever I get quiet, it's because I'm terrified. Let's just keep going to the left. Alright. Flies. I could really go for some scatole in a room like this. Any way that I can get that easily? I don't think blowing up these TNTs is going to do anything for me. Yeah. Okay, we have our boss room here. This could be dangerous going here first. I would love to find our item room first, but it would also be really nice if we could get an HP up. It really depends on what this boss is. This could be the end of a run very quickly, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it. See what we got. Oh dear, the Fallen. A fantastic boss, also a terrifying boss. Very, very powerful. If you've ever fought Krampus, it's very similar to the Fallen. But the great thing about the Fallen... Oh, good. Thank goodness we're just fast enough. The great thing about the Fallen is that he tends to drop items from the Devil Room pool, which, if he drops a Guppy item, would be amazing. And then we'll suddenly feel fantastic about the decision that we made in the previous room. And now he's split into two, which I hate this part of the Fallen fight, because once they get off track from each other, suddenly you can really find yourself in a world of hurt. Yeah, that like right there was pretty bad. Oh dear. Okay. Got one hit left. No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay. Okay. Whew. Whew. We are in trouble. Come on. No! Oh, thank you, Cuban Meat. Thank you, Cuban Meat. Meat Boy loves me, this I know. Okay. What do we got? Blood of the Martyr. Alright, let's talk about it. Or it's not Blood of the Martyr, it's Rage. So here's... Rage is great. I think Rage is great. The more things you kill in a room, the more damage you will continue to do into that room. It builds up these Rage points. If you want a more complex breakdown of what Rage does, in my first Isaacademy video on damage calculations, we talk about it there. It does have a cap on it. So it's not like it's huge, but it is a pretty good item. It's also a special item, and since it's not something I feel like we really need to clear the rest of this floor, we're going to leave it in this room until we leave, but we will pick it up when we leave because, of course, why not? Useful. You know, more damage is more damage. Okay, we're not in a great state right now with our 1/2 of a soul heart. Hello. And there we go. Yay, we died. Yes. But luckily we have so many lives, and our hearts are back up, so that's nice. Or we have one heart, rather, I should say. Come on, buddy. And so now we just need to be making more spirit hearts. More keys! Lots and lots of keys. I would love more soul hearts. I think that would make me feel great. Or, I mean, obviously, anything that would increase my maximum hearts. Alright, rooms like this, I like to hide behind these rocks. Oh! And as you can see, that's why, because if you don't, then you get hit for stupid reasons. But also, these guys can sometimes slightly curve their shots, so hiding behind the rocks, you're not always safe. So it's just important to consider that. Okay, here's one where we could maybe line up something, and the secret room, it could be there. We'll continue to look on this floor. I've only got half a heart, but with so many lives, I don't want to waste the heart that's in that. Well, I guess it's too late now. Alright, this room's fine. If I die in this room, I deserve to die always. Okay, and so we have a pretty good idea of where our super secret room, or where our secret room is now, as you can look at the map. We don't know for sure, because we haven't seen the whole floor, but there's a good indication, and there's this chest here that I would love to be able to take advantage of. I don't know if the bomb trick is going to work here. So it's one of those ones where it's like the placement is just weird enough to where I want this rock to explode over this gap, but it might actually explode downward. So Well, we'll do experiment. We'll figure this out. Worst case scenario, maybe I only blow open the secret room if it's there. Because getting a lot of money would be nice. Alright, let's go for it. And get out of here first. Okay, let's see. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, it was worth it. Alright, so you see how that trick works? Normally a bomb doesn't have that kind of a radius, but when you do it like that, it does. Blue Baby Soul. Okay. Interesting. This is one of those trinkets that I don't love. Essentially, so what it does is it gives you a little familiar that'll float around. And essentially, he floats around in a weird manner, and if you get any more familiars, they'll actually follow him instead of sticking with you. And you know, they do some damage. I mean, it's not a terrible thing to pick up, I guess. I don't know. I haven't used it a lot, but since we're doing experiments, we're going to go ahead and stick with it right now. But as you can see, so he's going to bounce around. He shoots little tears. So, you know, it's kind of like a temporary free familiar. Once we find a better trinket, we'll take it. But yeah, sure. Stick with that. Oh, money. Okay. Well, now that we have above 15 coins, if we find the shop on this floor, we're going to the shop, no question. The shop item pool is a fantastic item pool. It's got some of the best items in the game, so we'll definitely want to do that. I'm going to go ahead. Oof, almost picked up that special item. Wanted to pick up that heart just to be safe. No point in leaving a full heart there when I only have one full heart container at the moment. Still got 8 lives, still doing alright, and we can open that golden chest a little bit. So, yeah. These guys I don't love. They are a little... They're faster than I would like them to be. Okay. And we got our shop here, and we've got our item room. So we'll go item room first. See what's in here. Lemon Mishap. Not a fan of Lemon Mishap, but I'll pull it up, and we'll talk about what it does. I'll show it off to you really quickly. Essentially, so this is not a special item, and what it does is it creates a little pool of number 1. And essentially, any enemies that come through it will take damage. So it just kind of creates like a small area of effect, damaging space. It recharges after 2 rooms, so it's not that bad, but again, like I said, this portable slot could be something that we could exploit later on in the game. And Lemon Mishap is the kind of item where it doesn't have a lot of utility, and so we'll go with this for now. All right, let's see what's in here. The map. Good item. Good solid item. This will reveal the map on every floor you come across, and except when you're under a curse of darkness or something like that. And it'll also show you where the regular secret room is. So not the super secret room, but it will show you where the regular secret room is. But that's a pretty good one to have. And tarot card, I don't feel the necessity to spend money on a tarot card. I'll save it. But yeah, so now we would have seen where our secret room is. This will be really, really nice doing that. And we're not going to open that golden chest because we only have 1 key left now. So we want to keep that for at least our item room on the next floor. So let's pick up the Bloody Lust. So now our chances of finding other special items are going to be very low. But that's okay. That's okay. We've gotten some good ones. Okay, moving forward.